Hello and welcome back to the Casual Anime Podcast, also known as CAP, where we're anything but that. I'm your host, Vince the Devil Rookie, and this here's my co-host...
The number 5 hero Maxopack.
Oh my lord, you replaced Mirko as the number 5 hero.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
my
very
name is
nice.
M.
Oh, there you go. So what, is she just on vacation and you're filling in for her?
Well, she dies in this episode.
Oh, no, spoilers!
Nah, it's okay. She had it. But yeah, if you guys have been spoiled, you know, she's not in good condition, and the heroes don't make it in time. So rest in peace, Mirko.
Yeah, well, these are reviews anyway. Everyone that watches these videos should have watched the episode.
This is little manga spoilers, you know.
Oh yeah, that's true. So don't spoil anything in the manga, that's for sure. But
yep,
let's just get
like Deku getting his head ripped off.
Oh yeah, that was a bad scene. But
I thought he would have lasted long. Protagonists and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I remember something. The creator of Jujutsu Kaisen planned for Itadori to die in that first arc where his heart got ripped out. He literally changed his entire story because the editor said that it would be bad for sales.
Ugh.
Isn't that funny?
What? So what, Yuta was going to be the protagonist?
I think so. Or no, I think it was supposed to switch to Megumi. And Megumi would be the protagonist from that point on.
Alright, that would have been gay as hell.
But, anyway, going back to the My Hero Academia episode... if I was to give my opinions on this episode, this is what I was expecting from a My Hero Academia episode. Honestly, like, Season 5, they failed. I can't even say that they missed the mark or they were disappointing. They just straight up failed so many times in that season. It was unforgivable. But in this season, they're getting back into it. They're doing the good animation. So far, it's simpler than some of the great animation, but there are some really good scenes that I can say I'm confident about this season now. So then, were you saying something?
And the recaps are bearable.
Yes, because they don't just take up like a minute and a half of the beginning of the episode.
But yes.
Yes, let's jump right into it. So, what happens first, Maxopack? What do you want to talk about first about this episode?
Well, we immediately cut to Mirko smashing some Nomu.
Oh yeah.
And a little bit story about the doctor. And it's funny. They always try to make us feel something for the villains, but and the doctor having like this like connection with some of the Nomos, pretty much all the Nomos he's created.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty big, like he's pretty ecstatic that most of them can function at this dire situation, and because of that, Mirko has to go through like 5 top tier Nomus.
Oh yeah.
One of them even gets like a nasty shot on her arm, but you know, to the power of the number 5 hero, she just like just powers through it. Has really cool fighting scene. Best part of the episode, just like does all of her lunar attacks and stuff, which is just basically cool like acrobatic moves.
Oh yeah.
Like, imagine her with One for All. Like,
dude, there's one particular move that she does during that fight scene, which is the move where she wraps her legs around the Nomu's head, whips herself backwards, and she like scissors his head straight off and slams it into the ground. Just imagine that move with One for All. She could just be outright murdering villains.
Oh yeah, like crap. Imagine the only person that wouldn't work on is Nico Avocado, because like as soon as she tries that, she would just be pushed back, and then it would deflect on her.
Ooh, he's got the balance, the balanced diet. All right,
Like,
no Bleach spoilers though.
oh my god. But yeah, that was definitely the best part of the episode, and what actually got spoiled for me. And then the rest is just them, just the other teams doing their thing. It's not very eventful for Deku's group.
Yep.
We do have a comical moment with Bakugo, him telling people, yelling at a random house to evacuate.
Oh yeah.
And then, but in Kaminari's side, their specific person I mentioned, because that team is going against like the whole villain hideout, and they somewhat have a surprise attack because Shigaraki is in there, but there's still a whole ass bunch of villains there, so I'm not sure they can take it, but it goes well immediately because Kaminari is able to deflect a huge AoE attack.
Oh yeah.
That would have been a bit troublesome. So
I believe that guy that launched that bolt, his name is Activolt, and that was a really not favorable part of the manga because Horikoshi didn't even give us his name and what his quirk actually does, so we were just confused the whole time. But specifically what his quirk does is he can amp himself with electricity, and when he like tasers himself, he can charge that taser to be like hundreds to thousands of times stronger and then launch the electricity out of him. So he's like a generator in a sense, but he has to be powered by a source. And Kaminari was the perfect counter to him because Kaminari can take so much lightning.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that's a very good scene, but there's one part of it I don't like, and that's when Cementos is destroying the half of the hideout. That scene in the manga is so well drawn because it looks like half of the estate is just exploding, but they did another still frame, like just a pan up shot of a still explosion. I don't know why they do this for so many shots in this season, and that does get me worried, because that in the least should be animated. It's not that hard to animate the explosions as it travels up the building. I've seen Bones do it time and time again, and it seems like they're taking some shots and being super lazy with them, and then in other shots they're not. So I want them to actually animate their episodes, please. I don't want a repeat of My Villain Academia.
Well, seeing as they ramped it up quite a bit this episode, it's looking hopeful.
Yes, I at least still have hope. Because I will say, both the Mirko scene, with the whole fight scene with her, and the Kaminari scene were very well animated and drawn. So keep going with that, and stop with the whole freeze frame animation kind of stuff. I don't want to see it. Like, I don't want a PowerPoint for my anime, and it's so jarring to go back and forth between those two art styles.
Yes.
Especially when I've seen what they can do in the past.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part? Actually, I really, really loved the Kaminari part in the manga, so I might go with that. Mirko gets more fight scenes. Like, this isn't even her best scenes within the arc right now, so there will be better scenes, but Kaminari kind of only gets that scene in this season. That's kind of it. So being able to get this awesome art of him just pointing towards the sky, looking like a Gurren Lagann character, and taking in all that electricity, I love that scene so much.
Yes, that was and it was very nicely animated.
Oh yeah.
Him stealing himself and getting ready to take the blast. Oh crap. Let's see. But do you think we covered all of it?
I think so. This episode, just like the last one, it feels short just because it's a 25-minute episode, and I don't think we will get many episodes that are paced as beautifully as the final episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. So that's pretty much all we can talk about this week. But next week, I think, it's either next week or the week after, we can talk about more. Oh, there's one thing actually. However, I want to talk about a particular hero, which is the 6th hero, Crust. He gets some good spotlight in this here trailer, where he fights one of the high ends, and he can't even properly fight it because it's so powerful, and Mirko takes on like 6 of them at once. So, I just want you to notice that it's literally separated by one single placement on the totem pole. Crust is the 6th hero, and Mirko is the 5th. And being in the top 5 puts you on such a different level than everyone else.
Oh yeah, I assumed, so with, like, just seeing, like, Endeavor and the gap between All Might, that there were some pretty gnarly gaps in, the heroes ranking. They're kind of similar to One Punch Man, too.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
and
yeah.
One final thing I'll say is watch Crust in this season, because Crust, you're going to want to keep a close eye on him. It's nothing spoilerish, like I'm not telling you that he's a traitor or nothing. Just keep an eye on him, because yeah, that's all I'll say. I can't say much more. If I do, I risk spoiling. There is a scene with Crust that's coming up that is a huge spoiler, and I can't tell you, but I want you guys to just watch Crust and take him all in, if you know what I'm saying. But yes, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, that should be it.
Alright, so then next week we will talk about the 3rd episode. Oh, and real quick, what would you rate this episode out of 10?
Probably a 8.5, probably a 9. I think probably a 9. I
think we're inversing our scores then, because I was probably going to give it an 8.5.
Oh.
Alright, so then that will be our scores for now. An 8.5 and a 9. Pretty good episodes so far, but by the end of the season we'll see how these episodes sized up to the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, but that'll be the end of this episode. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the post notification bell to keep up on our future uploads. And remember, fam, keep it casual.